Welcome to episode 6, guys, in White Violence. Today we're going to be looking at a case out of Maryland from 2019. Um, this is a group of brothers, and group of kids, but two brothers in particular as the perpetrators, non-white, um, assault and actually end up killing a white victim. This is at the Frederick Fair in Maryland. We're going to get the details of the story in just a second when we go to the article, but we're going to look at this. This happened after this guy was already punched by the 16-year-old, so this is just the final blow. And you'll notice the kid in the white actually spits on the victim when he's on the ground. All right, there you have it. You see this kid run out of nowhere, punch this guy in the side of the face. He was already punched in the back of the head by the 16-year-old minutes earlier. We'll see those details in a second. Just absolute terrible situation. So let's look into the details a little bit. Covered locally, obviously. This kind of stuff doesn't make national news often because it's a white victim and a non-white perpetrator. But teen brothers allegedly assaulted 59-year-old man at Frederick Fair over $1. So what's this all about? Prosecutors said that Weed, and that's the victim, 59-year-old John Marvin Weed, may he rest in peace, was at the fair Friday with his family, and he was being harassed and followed by a group of teens. The prosecutors said the teens were angry Weed would not give them a dollar bill, and that's why they allegedly hit him. So they wanted Gibbs, they didn't get that, so they spazzed out. And I'm trying to speak as politically correct as possible, guys. I do want to throw some internet humor in there, trying to keep it as objective. So let me know what kind of style you'd like in the comments, and I'll definitely try to grow myself into that. But anyway, there was some sort of dialogue that ensued and made the interaction negative. There was a punch that was delivered to the back of the head by the 16-year-old. At that point in time, there were a number of minutes that elapsed, after which we see the video. And in the video, we see the younger 15-year-old fly out of nowhere and lands a deadly blow on the victim. Video also shows one of the suspects spitting on the victim after punching, which is just awesome sportsmanship. This is where I think it's a trend worth calling out. WJZ Mike Helgren was in the courtroom when prosecutors described the attack as completely random. Said the victim was a complete stranger. So if this was a group of white kids punching and killing a 59-year-old black man, I'm very confident it would not be described as completely random. And I challenge you to use your critical thinking skills. If you disagree with me, please do it in the comments. I'd be happy to grow my view on it. But I see a trend when it's a non-white perpetrator on a white victim. It always seems to be completely random, motivation unknown or unclear. When it's a white perpetrator, it's white supremacy or racism very quickly. So thankfully, they've been charged with second-degree assault, and the younger boy is facing charges for first-degree assault and reckless endangerment. Listen to what the dad says here. My son is not an animal. He's never been in trouble. He made a mistake. He's 15. I feel for the other family. They lost a loved one. My son doesn't deserve to spend the rest of his life in prison. If this guy's son was killed by a police officer who made a mistake, white or black, doesn't matter what the police officer is, we would see, actually, let's go with for the sake of this video, a white officer accidentally killed his 15-year-old son and, trying to save people and, being on a stressful job with a lot of different moving, things. They would not give him grace for his mistake. In fact, we see this all the time. We see officers make mistakes, and we do see shitty officers. I'm not defending all officers' behaviors, but we see officers make mistakes, and it's people of this camp that jump on that officer and take away any potential for any lenience on the mistake. Now this guy's looking for this kid who's trying to ask for money and punch people that aren't giving it to him, and now he's trying to justify that it's a mistake. I just think there's just some lack of logic in a lot of this, and absolutely crazy. So I think these guys do deserve to spend the rest of their lives in prison. I think that forgiveness is in their future, living on the righteous path, but I think these guys deserve to be punished. Here's a 59-year-old taking his family to the fair, doesn't make it home because he didn't give a group of thugs $1. It's a terrible tragedy, as this story says, and I couldn't agree more. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining episode 6. Coming out with episode 7 soon.